644.
Back on Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. Check them out online at tandemhr.com or give them a call at 630-928-0510. Or, of course, you can listen to Get Down to Business right now because we have President Bruce Leon on the air with us. Bruce, welcome to the program.
Hey, Shalom. How you doing?
Fantastic. Even more fantastic now that I heard Mark Sandburn, the award-winning best-selling author, at your client appreciation event last week. It was fantastic, Bruce, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really something. We're all trying to become Freds and emulate the Fred factor and make the ordinary into extraordinary.
So I'd love it if you can share some of those tips that you heard from Mark, but perhaps even more important, some of the tips that you learn from your clients on an ongoing basis. Mark talked a little bit about how passion in your work and life can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. What are some of those tips for our listeners that weren't able to make it in person?
Yeah, and I think, you'll probably have Mark Sanborn hopefully later on in the show sometime this year, but he's a really great guy. One of those rare instances where you actually find the author to be more, it lives up to your expectations even more than you thought. He's just a down-to-earth guy and really lives what he talks about. And as you know, the Fred Factor book, which I think sold over 2.5 million copies already, is just all about this postman Fred, who basically knocks on his door on the third day, living in this neighborhood in Denver, and goes over a list of 20 things about all of his travel days. He travels 200 days a year. Fred wants to know every day he's traveling so he can bundle his mail. He actually takes packages that come from other carriers like FedEx and UPS and corrects when they leave at the wrong house. He knows everything about all of his clients, and you know what? He doesn't get paid a nickel extra, and in 27 years, the U.S. Post Office never recognized him or never did a thing, yet he still did his job extraordinarily. So it's kind of a life message there about it's a lot more than just money that drives people to perform their jobs above and beyond the call of duty.
Bruce, the key word is inspiration. How do you inspire those people to, I say this probably 25 times a day, to take ownership? And it's not all about money. It's about creating a culture, and you and I have had that conversation many a time. So I'm curious, what was the takeaway? How can listeners on our program, as well as clients of Tandem HR, really create that culture and inspire leaders within an organization to take ownership and to act as if it's their business and to really make every day count?
Listen, John, if I could tell all your listeners in one wave of the wand that they could do this, we'd all be great business people, and it'd be easy. I actually asked Mark at one point if there's a test we could give potential employees that would tell me if they're going to be a Fred guaranteed or not. And he said there really is no model here. It is a lot of things that you've already developed. So there's only a certain amount of training that you can bring in. But to create a culture where he said you create Freds or you reward Freds. One of the things he did say that I thought was a great takeaway was that we as owners spend much too much of our time working with the underperformers, and we kind of let the Freds go without even notice because we're just so happy that they're doing a great job.
That's true.
And he said sometimes kids even act out in class who are just great kids because they notice all the bad kids get all the attention from the teacher. So it really gave us a lesson just to make sure you go and say thank you, little notes, little kudos bars, always reminding the Freds of your company that, you got to take care of them as well. And recognize them as well.
Well, Bruce, I have an idea for our listeners, and I want to see, do you agree with my idea? I can't believe in a week it's going to be November 1st, which means that it's almost that holiday season. Thanksgiving is around the corner, Black Friday, all the deals that come along with it, Cyber Monday, as they say, and then, of course, Christmas and New Year's. And that really is an opportunity to show some appreciation. You started early with your client appreciation event, but it's an opportunity to say thank you to the hardworking teams of people that make your business run, because we all know we're not the ones that actually have all the good ideas. It's the people within the organization. So, Bruce, what are some of the ideas that you have for our listeners, how to show appreciation to clients, but perhaps even more importantly to the teams?
Yeah, so I think it's always important to recognize behavior. I think little notes, personal notes go a long way, a lot better than emails. I think when you reward teams with things, maybe even like extra time off, or maybe give them parking spot, putting their picture up, a newsletter that features some of the great things that people have done, just recognition, letting them know that you really do appreciate all the things that they do for you as far as clients go. You know, I've always said it many times. People think that you go into business for yourself, that you must be somebody that just doesn't like to work for anybody and just wants to work for themselves. And I always said, when I worked for somebody, I had one boss. Now that I own my own business, I have 400 bosses. You know, it's you have to remember every day that these are the people that pay your paycheck. And one thing that Mark said I thought was very interesting. He said customers may not always be right, but they have a right to be wrong. They have a right to express their opinions, and you've got to listen to it, and you've got to take that in, you know?
How true.
I thought that was very, very well said.
Well, Bruce, we will indeed have Mark Sandberg on in just a few short weeks to learn more about the Fred factor. And listeners, you won't want to miss that week. So keep listening every Sunday, 6 p.m. to Get Down to Business. We're powered by Tandem HR. Thrilled to be joined by Bruce Leon. Bruce, how can people get in touch before the end of the year to talk to the team at Tandem HR?
It's a great time to be thinking about your payroll outsourcing. It's the end of the year. Rates are going up on the health insurance. We have solutions for you. You can get hold of me, Bruce Leon, BLeon at tandemhr.com. 630-371-6201 is my direct line. 630-371-6201.
Or check them out, tandemhr.com. After the break, we've got more tips, advice, and information on Get Down to Business. Thanks, Bruce.